We've been seeing less Kai'Sa, but now that Vi is here for SkewMond, Kai'Sa makes a lot of sense. A very easy champion to dive alongside with. Nico can create a huge amount of space in the team fights, and the beauty...
Busio's in trouble, but we go back to the gank in top because SkewMond looking for the flash, finds it onto Canna early. The Vault Breaker there, it's Matt. Flash for flash, SkewMond gets in and gets first blood, running away from the zombie
series against GX as well. Dragon now going to be started off. Casey should be aware of this, and this will allow Yike a small tempo advantage to clear through his topside jungle faster than, of course, SkewMond is able to do, but SkewMond will get the XP. He's got enough gold as well for his item, which means that he can TP back to mids, and there it is. Nash's Tooth completed. Nice spike for the Azir. G2, though, don't want to give this up for free.
Okay, late engage, 2K. Weaver's Wall coming in from Caps on the flank, though. Busio gets out with a magical journey, and isolated is this Zahan, and Yike just gets popped back. Cap says, see you later, old buddy. But Kyeahoo doesn't even think about committing. KC have lost the Dragon. G2 came in with the snatch, and 3.5K now the lead after a brilliant pick coordinated well.
The anti-synergy between Busio and Yike. Yike goes up into the ult as Busio Zhonya's is the target that he wants to put.
He wanted cannon! He wanted the cannon! And now buff it out Kyeahoo. He's already in lethal tempo. It's a cease and desist for Kyeahoo in the 1v1. I think he wins out the long con. Vault Breaker. Range is running out as Busio's nearby.
Cap is available on KC, whereas SkewMond, Hansan, and BrokenBlade still have theirs available. So G2, from this position with the ult economy, I think should be able to achieve their goal, as BrokenBlade just going to take that tower in Canna's face.
Canna's got a good shield though, and the rest of KC coming in onto the needlework. BrokenBlade going to take on the world, and guess what? The world is watching. They're dying, in fact. Yike dies. Remember that deliverance was in the ground as G2 find the enemy jungle, and third dragon, that sits up as the prize.
I mean, G2 just don't waste any time. They're playing through their solo lane so effectively. BrokenBlade knows that there's no one to stop him. I think it has to be Kyeahoo to kind of slow him down on the side lane, but with the health advantage that they had gained, it was BrokenBlade that chunks up Busio. It was him that forces Busio back to base.
G2 still have a lead. They're 4.5K gold ahead. They're on Soul Point, and this Kai'Sa will get to play the game. Pop Blossom onto Busio. This is only a one-man, but into the ulti. Caps looking for the flick back, finds it. What coordination from G2.
Immediately they jump on Busio. 2 walls is enough to stop the magical journey, and G2 finding the picks they need.
I don't think in a while I've seen the Weaver's Wall used as like direct CC to launch someone and then using the flick afterwards. It was very well played from G2.
Yeah, who's in trouble?
Okay, well this time there's the point click you wanted to see. Dagda, that's how you kill him. All right, the drawback is good as SkewMond knows he's dead. Ulti popped out as well. Now the deliverance is there. Yike looking for a second one. The flick back narrowly avoided. G2 is still strong in these solo lanes, so Yike has to pay respect.
It ends up being a 1-for-1, but that tower is getting dangerously low, but here comes Canna.
He's going to have to pop the ulti. Caps has a flash available. He kites up first, waiting again, put the threat volley down. He kites forward, then flashes Tempered Fate on the turret. No saving grace. It's invulnerable for the time being. And a W, BrokenBlade saves his life, taking on the army. He doesn't get flicked. Rather, kites away, flashes down. Yike is not the one taking turret here. It's Canna. It's BrokenBlade. It's BrokenBlade. It's BrokenBlade. Labrov looking for the follow-up as Busio runs for his life. There's the Blossom, there's the pop. We're looking for the auto. No, magical journey taken. Cosmic spiking. My God, let's just launch. As Labrov runs towards Busio, an auto, a Q, a kill goes down, and that was BrokenBlade versus the whole of KC.
KC are learning what it means to face G2 in playoffs. This team has come alive and outplaying KC everywhere they touch.
Kill onto Yike, they chase down Busio, they get the top tower, and they'll get the Baron as well. G2 dominating here in game 1.
Labrov gets the final kill. I just don't know. Labrov is going to be found by a minion here, but Weaver's Wall comes out again. Smite down, Labrov gets bursted. Yike takes the kill. Tempered Fate onto Caps. He didn't flash away, he just rode the wall out, but towards this Dragon, now an opportunity for KC to stop the stacking.
But that's where KC want to be with Dragon in just 30 seconds. Finding that pick until Labrov might give them enough time to try and look for the setup. Take mid tower. Find options in the jungle to find the picks. It may not look like a huge amount, but if KC can use this towards a tempo advantage, maybe that's enough to slow down G2 here.
Well, getting a bit of gold for KC. You talk about slowing the game, that's how KC started off. Gold is still going up though for G2. And they're the ones sitting with Baron, but I was noticing that mid turret went down and gold actually went the wrong way as Dragon now spawns KC on it first.
Yeah, the Hextech ripped means that at least Labrov is getting out significantly faster, but KC immediately start up the objective. Push in mid from G2, but KC don't care, they just want the Dragon.
Labrov in here, Tangle Bubs doesn't reach Busio on the wrong side of dodge. BrokenBlade sets it up, Dragon may go down, but KC need to get the hell out of there. SkewMond sets his sights on Yike, who sets himself up for deliverance, but the Pop Blossom gets the back end of the fight, and Yike will not play anymore. Now for BrokenBlade again, he's taking on 3 members, but this time he knows he can soar forward. BrokenBlade looking for the passive stacks as Hansama hits him over the wall. Canna taking up for now as Caps base checks into melee. Damage is good from Caliste, but the problem is there's so many carries. Labrov is looking for the back end. He pops the Starburst against Hansama. Ultimately him with the killer instinct. Caliste is still alive somehow, but Caps gets the Weaver's Wall in. And we go from chaos to more chaos.
And this is a style that no one else in the LEC is playing.
That good journey hold, Tempered Fate dodged away from. Now Yike doesn't really have an angle. That Grim Deliverance is up and available for a re-engage. A flick back, he finally used it only onto one. SkewMond is the target. Taken down, Pop Blossom again though. Double trouble! Labrov bounces down like a bubble. And G2 will run it up mid now for more gold in their pocket. A flick back onto Kyeahoo. He started being culpable, and G2 have started reading his mind.
There are games where I watch G2 have 14, 15, 16 kills, and BrokenBlade is not involved. In this game, he got a gank, and he is taking over the game. This Gwen has been huge for G2.
KC thought that they had found a pick in the middle lane, but it was a long con as a nice flank is found by Labrov. A beautiful ultimate connects onto 2 and sets up for G2 to run rampant once more.
I mean, Caps doesn't need help because he's landing. I feel like all of these Ws, like Caps has been on point as well. Alongside the rest of G2 as playoffs is quite big. SkewMond, big mistake. He missed, he whipped, and now he has the cease and desist. He's out there with a Vault Breaker. Ultimate doesn't connect, but range, SkewMond, and still no slow, no flick back, save the president. Okay, he's down. Now for the rest of the concave, KC looking for a chase, but look, BrokenBlade is using scissors on a bit of concrete.
He's snipping his way through that bottom side of the map as KC...
He can use Hexgate.
Yeah,
Later.
KC
Use the Hexgate.
wanted to go for Baron. Yeah, who is coming? But BrokenBlade,
He wins.
he's dancing around them.
He is making fun of them in this game.
Caps.
Yike now, he's looking for Caps, but I don't think he's going to connect anything. The Baron is alive, 7 seconds. SkewMond isn't there to contest. KC have a narrow window where they have to force this, and they're going to do it.
But as TP gets committed, mid wave is pushing in, bot wave is pushing in. They're not
Here
moving.
comes Gwen.
But the pressure is there. Busio took a magical journey from hell. Oh my God. Tempered Fate on himself, but there's still a bit of needlework. Busio's dead. Yike got the tip hit as well. And the needle strike through. Pop Blossom. Flash. Yeah, who's the next target? Hansama hooked that ultimate to the back line. It's decimating smash onto couch. It's Flash. Winter is coming. KC have Canna left alive, but there is nothing he can do in the midst of G2.
KC took the one opportunity that they saw, but it is not enough. G2 rout them, and they will take the Baron.
My goodness, a quick trim off the top as BrokenBlade starts that fight off with a monstrous play. Zero fear in his eyes. He flies it straight into the KC group. The Baron, a desperate attempt from KC, which is quickly thwarted. The Soul is available as well. I think Caps has already started that objective off. SkewMond's going to head over and help him now. But my goodness, I was expecting this series to be a close one.
He's turning a Tempered Fate. Okay, Gwen is immune. Wait for the third. Needle whack. Everyone, BrokenBlade flashed on. Threat of return brings him back in. But in the 1v3, I'm scared. You're going to get that ulti down. That's good for Yike. But he gets flashed on BrokenBlade. Close. The fact that he's taken.
Now, which is a bit of a surprise given how this game has gone. But BrokenBlade on the side lane is really the scariest point.
At least Canna's able to deal with him. Thought of.
Is he? Is he able to deal with
He's
him?
alive, Benny. He can't really stop the turret
He
pushing
can watch
for that.
him.
Oh dear, okay. Well, that's half the HP just about gone from Canna. Open inhib in the mid lane as well. The speed double inhib down. Look at top. Top is dropping. And KC, they can't stop it. And so this is just a slow burn where G2 are going to find out how they can end this game. And KC are going to try and make their last stand at the next turret. Looking for BrokenBlade yet again, but this has not really worked in their favor outside of that one kill top.
BB's just going to reset and TP back in. G2,
Wait.
see the blood in the water. I think they want to end this now.
They do indeed. Labrov, sneaky minion again. Pot Blossom gets 2 flashes and 1 setup of Yike. Yike will pop the ulti, but his grievance doesn't matter. Yike's running back to his base because he knows he's got to get out of there. Tempered Fate maybe to save him, I don't know, because the Needlework finds him after the fact. And BrokenBlade continues the onslaught. He's Needlework up as SkewMond fails to flash forward, but he's got GA. He can make a mistake.
Okay, Caliste.
Unsama's trying to stay alive as Caliste is hitting some damage, but BrokenBlade is still at full HP. Gwen is immune again. No! I would not have done that! I would not have done that! Arcane shifting into BrokenBlade is one way of using this guy's initials. Caliste just said bye-bye to game 1.
Okay.
What the Ashe does is her passive applies the slow, which means that when the E comes through, it then's root into stun. So that's the initial synergy that the two champions can provide.
It's much of a muchness with mid just equalizing and neutralizing, as Yike is going to start this dragon and actually take it with ease. Caliste and Busio, they're using that pressure in bot to open up the early Drake for KC.
Yeah, so a nice advantage gained for KC to kick this one off.
Wait.
Already heal popped. They just walk up and go for a fight. Oh, heal traded.
Caliste just walks it past and
harder to react to because he's just.
And I guess you can kite in the team fight as well, right?
Exactly. Like, that's also the other thing, right? It's got a multitude of uses. As a nice trade comes out from G2.
Oh, sidestep on Aqua Prison. The Encore does connect, and rather the flash forward, Caliste on the Hansama. Now Labrov, the new target. They've got the slow down. The damage from Busio going to help out Mega as the flash from Labrov comes out. No summoners on G2's bot lane.
Caliste is super close to 6, though. I think he hits it off this last minion.
There it is.
They can look for the ult under tower.
Caliste going to send it, waiting, getting vision, waiting. No. Labrov is the only one still in dodge. SkewMond is now level 6 as well. He's got the Cataclysm. Flash, knock up there as well. The arrow comes out a moment too late. Caliste is dead to SkewMond's well-timed game. Meanwhile, we look towards the mid lane. Kyeahoo about to turn into a little egg, but Cap can't find the last shot. Yike here.
Also in the area, has level 6. Doesn't connect. The ghost popped just there.
You cannot get hit by the range creeps. And Canna knows with one win the
no
wall.
shield.
He finds a kill, flashes, outplays, overheating, done Electro Harpoon, gets the slow. Canna under turret. BrokenBlade almost dies. Canna's still alive. Both at 1 HP.
Canna's no mana.
We're doing it again.
Does he have
BrokenBlade. No, he's not going to go under turret.
BrokenBlade has to leave because he knows that people are coming from base. Wow, very close from both top laners playing at the very edge of their limit. Both flashes gone, no one falls. Here is Busio in the top lane as Yike turns his attention towards the Grubs.
SkewMond did get the dragon while that was all going on, though, so in the grand scheme of things, I think you're still happy with the way this is going as G2.
No Leandre's
Wait, that's a TP back from Rumble.
It is. He's just running in into Busio. He's overheating again. He's frying it up. Encore saves the life as the ultimate comes through from Yike. That may have just done it, but Cap's flash forward to secure the kill on Busio. Now for KC, they've got to play the rest of the fight. The arrow connects. BrokenBlade's down. Yike is next on the ground. SkewMond in the Cataclysm and Aqua Prison. Safe and sound. That's what KC thought when they initiated this fight. But Caps following up. Again, good damage. It's slow, but it's doing the job as Canna runs for his life. Aqua Prison again. Flag and drag. Canna will not escape this time. Caliste, the last one standing.
G2 had more members who could move to the fight, and they're still going to go.
Caliste stepped up to the wave. Big mistake, pal. It's G2, and they are unrelenting.
An unbelievable scrap in the wall against what is a very short-range composition. Should be super difficult to play against, especially with all the poke that you have. Oh, SkewMond, has he overstepped? Ashe arrow?
There's a public execution. Encore flies through as well. SkewMond at half HP, rooted up. Tidal wave zoning out. SkewMond flag and drags away with the wall. As you said, Betty, the call comes through and Kyeahoo negates the escape.
Because the one thing I wanted to hit on was the value that this Seraphine gets with all the different components that she has here. Because you dive in with Yike, you immediately get Busio's follow-up with the ult. Yike then shields, immediately gets the heal off of Busio's W. All of these little bits and pieces are working so well together that this Seraphine is getting insane value alongside now G2 overstepping into the jungle and giving these pick opportunities to KC.
Now the Ashe arrow combo into Ambessa.
Dodge the back flank though. Canna, two-man shield on Duran. And with Busio laying down the CC, Hansama is a dead man walking. Busio will die in the end. Caliste shielded out, but Canna with the angle and the security there as Rumwalk comes in. KC have already done the job. I don't think Caps can do much, but Equalizer proves me wrong. Yike hit pretty hard here as Caps, remember, fed level 12 rise. Canna had a turret though. You might be surprised as G2 have enough damage to penetrate his hard shell.
G2 turn the play back around, crucially getting the kills, but also matching the turret plates that Kyeahoo's going to be able to take on these side lanes. So G2 now, position on Dragon, should turn up in the play.
But they tanked the tower a little too long. Caliste is basically forced out of the fight, and then G2 say, okay, let's keep this fight going. Good Rumble ultimate, good chase down onto Canna, SkewMond arrives, and KC don't have any tools left to contest the respawn of the Dragon.
I wonder if you're worried though, Canna got the double kill there. Canna has the kills on KC outside of Yike. Gold is getting back into their favor as Caps are just chasing down his pop the Ghost. He's in a 1v2 with a health bar advantage, and now there stands an egg. Caps has put him into his own frosted misery as Yike is going to bring it on back, but shield comes out, Caps gets hold and flashes! That's Caps for you! It's winter, but not as you know it.
In a 2 versus 1, Caps finds the outplay, and now this game is really going as KC is fighting back in the mid lane. G2 find ways to outplay a 5-0-1 scoreline for the man in the mid lane as Canna's now the target.
Well, BrokenBlade is taking a lot of turret shots. That's nice. Busio's on the way. Canna has the damage, and with Busio there, you would have thought they'd follow up, but still a little bit scared.
G2 had the push in mid. We already had Labrov roaming down. They don't really feel comfortable going into the 2v3 potentially. But Canna,
do they have the damage? Flag and track, or maybe they do. BrokenBlade sitting on the outskirts of the Cataclysm. Shielded around, doesn't reach, wins the war, neither as well. Double knockup, and BrokenBlade is shifting gears.
And G2 find themselves once again with a 3.3k gold lead.
Caps pretending his gold stack right now, 700 plus the kill bonus. I mean, that guy's worth 1,000 gold. You need to take down Caps. 3,500 gold, G2 2 Dragon, 3 minutes till the next, but Baron is a possibility with one more mistake for either team. But right now it looks like G2's controlling the flow. With Herald getting free charge in mid, not many people there to defend, as inner might be a possibility as well.
just get charge.
To get a charge.
But it still, what an impressive performance from G2.
Snapping by securing this tower in the top side to get even more gold funneled into him. KC don't really have any other plays that they can look to make. That Ash Arrow, always the threat of catching someone off.
Try and fish for picks. I know that you still have the cleanse on Han Sama, which is why KC didn't overcommit. But you're still seeing it's hesitation from KC.
Oi, big one.
Poke.
Really good. Flag and drag not there, just the drag instead. G2 thinking about their angle. Canna happy to face check, but it's Caps again. The wall's out. Han Sama goes back for the equalizers. Beautiful. SkewMond jumps in with the encore. Even better from Busio. Into the egg, but it's still a 5v4 as Gally holds his used to deflect. Caps in the way is Canna again, but look at the AP carries. Caps gonna realm off, interrupted by an arrow. Busio and Yike running to the left, but Hans is on a damn automobile. As Yike looks for the Mega Blast Cone, he will escape. But G2 just don't lose fights right now.
Caps is too big to let that happen. The actualizer completed. He is ripping through members of KC. And they did everything to try and keep Kyeahoo alive. But with Busio and Canna, it's not enough.
The thing that really caught KC off guard was the
G2, so we'll have to see if they can make this work now as Hans on mid-wave.
Angle's good. Hanzo is connecting these big ones, these big rockets as he gets out with the Valkyrie, flashed away from the public execution tidal wave just in case. But meanwhile, Canna has to ulti to escape. That grand exit is down as KC get a double beat drop. It's good, and encore onto Caps as well, but the equalizer, the hot pot. G2 have been to China. They know the taste. As who's the first to go down with a realm warp chase. You ain't out of dodge yet. The flames emit, and KC are getting a dose of reality. As Yike goes against his old AD carry, but he will die to do so. G2 put him in the dirt again.
Every single fight, G2 just melts through KC. They tried to target Hans.
What a day BB's having in both these games now. I mean, the setup of these ultis is crispy clean, and now minute 50, that dragon coming up. Great comeback from MCoy through that. Brother, I think you need to fast forward the VOD. We are in the G2 series now. You, sir, you're about 4 hours behind, and someone needs to tell him as Equalizer comes out again just to poke him down.
This is what happens when you tell people to go back and watch the other games.
That's true.
Wow, MCoy dominated. Bro. Okay, we're past that. Let's catch up as I don't think KC are. Arrow, dodge, auto attack, turret down, Caps just smooth.
That looked casual.
He just
popped
care.
the ghost and was like, yeah, this isn't going to happen. And Caliste honestly hasn't been able to connect into these arrows realistically all game long. Like, we haven't seen them come to fruition. And G2 now minimizing the map space that KC has makes it nigh on impossible for them to fish for these picks now.
Caps has been on a tear. I mean, it's another game. It's like the MKOI series where it's going to be hard to pick an MVP here. But G2 are on the final step here. Almost 10k gold lead. The big one connects. Canna goes for an engage. He finds himself Hansa with the cleanse out as well. Even with the charge, they'll finally take him down. It's a big moment for KC, but they need more. They need Caps. The King of Europe flashes over. It's Canna. He used the commit, but the hotbot out again. Even out the Cataclysm. The Galio, it's good. But G2 has SkewMond with healing and a GA. They're backing away. KC have a free kill, and G2 have overstepped. Game still goes on. Someone kills SkewMond as KC get revenge.
And 20 seconds until the Dragon Soul for G2 as well. KC may have just pulled off a defense that nets them more time in this game. G2 teleporting in, hoping for a pick as KC might come in staggered.
I mean, a much needed defense from KC. The chain CC onto Hansama finally results in a kill, but he is now back alive. The biggest difference is that smite availability. SkewMond, 24 seconds until he's back on the Rift. G2 have 4 members ready to fight, but KC have 5. The Dragon is started. I don't see how G2 can really contest this.
No, but they're thinking about it regardless. Arrows up and available. Dragon close, equalizer down. Maybe it's for the fight afterwards, but KC get the Dragon and get out. Objective bounty from 9.5 to 6.5. 3,000 gold for they're hosting it. But it's either going to be G2 or KC who are going to be joining bare minimum top 3.
And we're going to get to see that upper match on Monday as well. First best of 5 of the LEC versus
G2 are looking to find a play off them committing for BrokenBlade, but now he's flashless.
Still though, KC invested a loss, and G2 know it.
Cataclysm down onto Yike, flag and drag, Aqua Prison as well onto Kyeahoo's the next target. KC are separated here, Encore only onto 2, Caps was golden, and Caps unleashes hell. The shield, unreal as BrokenBlade gets low as well, but look what's happening here. The egg is down, Kyeahoo was too far aground, and G2 take another.
Caps is just a one-man army. He stands. I don't think there's a contest here from KC. No. They're going to be too late. They don't have the vision. They'll now spot that it's going down. Yike has ult to get over the wall, but does he have a tool to get through?
Hang on now.
Equalizer down. The wall is giant. SkewMond playing for the smite, and Yike takes it. I remember him as the smite king, and SkewMond gets scored, but the flag and drag re-engage was genius. Canna goes back on in, and SkewMond still survives. Canna on the back of the pick, can't get out. And now with the Realm Warp, KC is coming crashing down. Great encore, but we need Caliste to get the fight. He takes one, but BrokenBlade on the back end is too much to handle. Hide as he may, Busio's dead, and Kyeahoo will be the only Baron to survive.
4 Barons gone. G2 with a dominant team fight once more. Kyeahoo doing his best to retreat as the top is getting pushed in. An inhibitor can maybe be secured. Caps and SkewMond on the hunt. They want to make sure that every Baron is taken off.
Seen, and he's out. So it won't be.
I mean, they're just stalling the game outright.
Are.
Now, the problem is that Soul is about to be spawned once again. KC have to get back out onto the map. Look at what Caps is doing, keeping that mid-wave pushed in. Galio's ulti is available. Yeah, it's soon.
But Hans has no flash and no cleanse. That's the target for KC before you can try and take down the Rise.
The wall zone, SkewMond's the first target. Equalizer good again. Caliste sent to the back line, half HP. He's healed up as Canna TV's in, but Yike in the pit. Denies, stalls. That's the game for KC to hold it. Encore flies through on a hunt zone, but he's too far away. Meanwhile, Gia's going to be Popper Caps in the middle of 4 people. Has to now carry, but you know he can. Again, Caps is still alive. It's a double beat drop down as G2 back and forth with the shielding. Unreal. The mid laner getting popped. He goes Zonya's, so there's no Realm Warp, but Busio, the last man standing, and Caps is just too tall, too big, too much of the EU region to take down, and G2 in playoffs are just that good as Busio finally dies.
9-0-9. Caps demolishes KC. Caps takes down our first seed. And Caps punches G2's ticket to Barcelona.
We forget that this region might be G2's BrokenBlade.
As his impact was also
Either fall off
absent.
the pedal, playing it slow, or do they want to try and find picks and find some way to take KC out before they can continue to stack more of these items?
Caps is naturally having a fantastic game.
Labrov just face check, tidal wave used, but a public execution, an arrow. Labrov cannot be making that kind of mistake.
Pick after pick, KC are finding them. They've been can be the difference maker to enable KC to win out on the fight.
He's equal in items because BrokenBlade is holding the last slot for Hansam before he gets 7 items. So for this Corki, he's now dead even with Caliste, and the GA advantage means it gives another bullet in the chamber. Public execution found again. Labrov can't pops the ulti, but Labrov is down. But look at what Busio just did. Canna big shielded around as well. Yike is trying to bring the game on back, but KC have found the fight. Caps has got the kill on the back line, but he's at half HP. KC have infinite sustain. It's a hack right now, and they're back at full HP.
In the front to back, KC is coming out ahead. Kyeahoo is chasing after G2, who are on the retreat. They know that they don't have their jungler, so they have to make this Baron impossible. BrokenBlade now the target.
Shielders around there, turret now down, trying to drop the beat as Busio flash away from BrokenBlade. Caliste has got the slow and the damage to boot. Caps are slowed down. A shutdown, gentlemen. I see a shutdown. I see it.
But this is what we mentioned earlier. Caliste has the damage to win out on the team fight. SkewMond has snuck his way behind. KC, I do not think that they know.
The pings are going down. They're thinking he's somewhere there. Found onto Busio. SkewMond for the engage. Caliste flashes away. Cataclysm there, but SkewMond is separated from the team. He goes into GA, but remember, KC have heals. It'll be a 5 versus 4, and SkewMond cannot get out. Public execution used from Yike, but KC have the dragon and soul all for themselves.
Steal after steal after steal. Yike has kept KC within touching distance, and now KC may have just pulled off the biggest heist in this series.
It felt like that this game couldn't be lost for G2, but pick after pick, steal after steal, little by little, KC have fought their way back into this game. And with no enemy jungler to steal this one away, that will be a Baron secured. And KC telling everyone watching that this series is not over just yet.
All right. I mean, gold doesn't mean anything, but it is telling a story of where this...
The tenacity as well is so nice.
That's
for
a really
things
good
like
point,
the
yeah.
Rise that are looking to lock him down. But also, this Chemtech Dragon is going to do a lot of work. When you think about what Busio is doing in this game, and then you're keeping people topped up for longer. Like, this is the perfect soul for KC.
You can play at those thresholds.
Important to recognize that Caps, his gold lead is massive. It's so big, in fact, that he had a full 6-item build, sold his Banshees, then bought a Death Cap. But I don't know if that matters. He knows that he needs more damage, but right now, can he actually gain access? Because the reason why Onivia is a counter to Rise is because of his range. It becomes really hard for Rise to play in these fights when Onivia is zoning off all of your space and making it impossible to get in range of the carries and for you to do the damage that you want to. KC's composition has reached the point where it's so much harder for G2 to play. And now with the Baron, they'll secure another tower and they edge closer to the base of G2.
Arrow.
The pick doesn't quite hit.
Just a little bit longer. Hansama steps up and Caliste spaces him. That arrow up and available to shoot out. Full vision onto G2. Caps, Mega Blast Cone, looking for an angle. 8K, still the AoE, the setup, the equalizer, beautiful. The health bars dropping, the Cataclysm of Flash, and G2, no!
Yike again!
Stole the Elder again! Caps is gonna get burnt down. KC has the fight. Canna with his dying breath will find himself a knockup. G2 have 3, KC on 3, but Elder trumps all.
But the minions are in mid lane. KC are looking to go for the end. They can start the push. G2, a smite again, comes in to make the difference for KC.
With the back here as well, I mean, G2 are going to pull up one hell of a defense. KC are going to be confident. GA's available for mid for 80 carry. Caliste is doing so much damage. If he gets a free hit, this game goes to 3. Minions pulling in. Inhibitor turrets, rather Nexus, are vulnerable, but Hansama clears the wave. He gets out of dodge. Last minion, gone. Caliste doesn't care though. He's got shielding. 1 Nexus turret down.
Busio is happy to just shield the whole way through.
Casey is unrelenting. The
Equalizer.
Rumble ultimate
On
to
the
try
wave,
and stop
on
the wave.
Unsummer survives, he Valkyrie's out, one last minion and it's gone again. Over the bubble, Kyeahoo steps forward. Tidal wave though onto Caliste, but BrokenBlade, moment from getting executed, the Elder, and Busio does it. The Seraphine sung her first, maybe last longer this
3
game.
seconds.
Caps up in 3, the defense, one more wave. Elder's coming through, Busio gets tunneled out.
The roll
There's the ult, and Cap ran in, but Charm! Busio with the charm. Kyeahoo's still alive, Busio's down though, into the egg. The Nexus is bare, but no one at KC is there.
But Casey should have seen the respawn timers. They stuck around thinking that maybe Galio could get in range. They stuck around thinking that with the Elder they could still win the fight, but the Realm Warp to give SkewMond the angle allowed him access onto the backline. They take out Caliste. The Baron is available. What is this game?
Yike is running for the base
Back
though.
door.
The ult from Canna is available.
actually going.
They have to go. Yike is legging this, but Canna will have to reset.
He's
They
on a
can't
ward.
be in 2 places at once.
He's on a ward, but he has the Elder. He has the Elder. You can see him shining grey. Found out by Caps. Now he's running away. Caps going to continue to chase
Canna.
down. Turns it for an ulti though. Onto Caps, good damage, but he still wants to end the game. Canna's going to ulti in. Grand entrance.
It's a base
Ban
race.
access. Base race indeed, but G2 have an 80 carry. And Ban access versus Ban access. I think G2 just caught KC. What a way to go to Barcelona.